No, it's not. Yesterday's too, when you switch to the left ear, the voice is louder.
Okay.
But let's go back to the waiting screen.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make.
Okay, Hey guys, Tony the Soy Sauce Assassin. We're back to Wednesday show. I can't even think about Wednesday show because I've been recording those reviews. So it feels every day feel like the same thing. Same time, come downstairs and just waiting. So anyway, so today we're just gonna hang out, chat, have some cigar, have some drink. Today's drink of choice is the Henry McKenna, 10 years.
Okay.
And oh yeah, it is doing that.
What's that?
1 second. So what happened is when I'm recording myself, I had the filters turned really down so that like it doesn't matter what noise it is to go through because no one's talking. But now with somebody talking, I adjust that again. So hopefully that the things that when I do this, it kind of I don't know, it kind of cuts me off. So I don't really like to use it because it cuts me off. But I just had to turn everybody's sound down just a tad, and then that. Whilst everybody's smoking and drinking, I haven't choose my cigar yet, so I'm gonna do that now.
I've got a Lancero. This is a McAuliffe Lancero.
So I am gonna choose a random cigar. I really would prefer to smoke whatever Yaza give me, but I review those, so I can. How about Viva La Vida? I don't know why it's this famous exclusive. I guess that's just box press, so it's famous exclusive.
Okay. Yeah, I like the Viva La Vida.
So
I got a topic.
okay.
Something I noticed earlier today. So before the show, poured myself a glass, and I didn't realize it yesterday or the day before. And I know you're going to have like the scientific aspect of it. So my whiskey, I noticed it's spicier than I remember it. And I think it might have something to do with the whiskey getting hot because it was in a trailer from Daytona to Texas and then back to Tampa. So it was sitting in the trailer for probably about a month.
Okay.
So I'm thinking it did something with the flavor.
Well, yeah, obviously some whiskey alcohol evaporates, well, water evaporates, depends on the condition of it. And because it evaporates, the amount of it is different. So the ratio is different and taste changes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it definitely got spicier.
So yeah, I mean that's the only reason why your alcohol will change taste, as opposed to whiskey, because whiskey actually oxidizes. So when it oxidizes, it does all kind of funky stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason. Actually, very simple.
Yes. It's got like a very gritty taste to it too.
Yeah, because
so good. It's just like a spicy grittiness.
Because you put it into a, hot trailer. Bastard. How dare you?
Yeah. So I'm planning on when we go to Sonoma, California, I'm going to buy me a bottle and then just have him transport it there.
Bella says his car's still stuck in the sand.
No, the car's not stuck in the sand anymore. So for those who don't know, I got stuck. Well, I didn't get stuck. My coworker had rented out an Audi. He picked us up in the morning, and one of the roads that it told us to go through was covered in sand. So we didn't know how soft it was or if it was hard sand. So we drove through it. And in my mind, I'm thinking, go faster, go faster. But it kind of slowed the car down. and then we got stuck. So we were stuck in the sand, and the guys, because they had to go practice at the racetrack, they gave me the keys. Here you go, Martine. Figure it out. So I had to call a tow truck. I at least had the company credit card and just paid the tow truck driver. But
Whose
it's a
great
fun
idea is
little
that?
adventure.
Whose great idea is that?
One of the race car drivers.
Just try over it. Sure. It'll be fine. Just try over.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But come to find out, that road, because the tow truck driver was telling me that this road that he got stuck on is normally free of sand, and the reason why there was sand on it was because the guys that do four-wheeling, the Jeeps and the fucking whatever, they'll go up on the dunes that you can kind of sort of see in the background of the picture. They go up on the dunes and they move all the sand onto the road from when they're just going up and down and up and down. So that's kind of what happened.
Okay.
And we got stuck.
When you know with driving with a bunch of race drivers, I guess that's what you get.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Close this. Huh.
So I was only stuck for about 30 minutes, like waiting for the tow truck driver. And then he got me out within 30 minutes. So it wasn't that long.
Okay. That's not
But,
too bad.
yep.
30 minutes.
Definitely.
You know, you made it sound like they left you there. So
I mean, they did leave me there. They left me there to call the tow truck driver, have the tow truck driver get me out, and then drive to Sebring.
I mean, you made it
But-
sound like a lot worse.
It wasn't that bad. It was just not something that you want to deal with bright and early in the morning at 6:30 a.m.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, before we get on, I was actually talking to Martin because I had to change the filter. For those people who have never seen a pure white filter in a
Mhm.
Dyson filtering out your smoke, this is how the filter looked like. Yeah.
Oh my God. You smoked too many cigars. You can kind of see where it was white before.
It used to be pure white. I can actually find you guys another filter to compare. That used to be pure white. You know what? I could just do that. Hold on. Let me grab another one.
Yep.
Currently, I just swapped this filter in there.
Wow. Yep, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It actually looked a lot worse in real life than on the camera. The camera,
I'm sure. It looked like somebody just spilled like a dark drink on it.
this is how it looks like.
And
Like it looks a lot better on the camera because the camera made it look prettier. I don't know. But yeah, it's pretty disgusting. To a point where this thing no longer want to operate because it's so clogged.
Yep.
But it's good because it's going to here instead of my lung.
Right.
Wrap it in coffee filters. If I drip some water through it, it might look like coffee.
It probably would.
This is one of those Dyson's combo filters because on one side is one of those HEPA filter. It has like this mesh over it too. There's a silk
Okay.
mesh. I don't know if you can see it. I can kind of move.
I can hear it.
See that silk mesh? And then on the other
yeah.
side is carbon filter, black.
Okay.
So it's actually two or three filter in there. And inside the system, there's another metal filter, which kills the enzyme bacteria in the smoke. that one is the one I never want to replace because it's costly.
Yeah, I bet.
But this one, the filter you buy from Dyson's is about $80. $80 and plus shipping is like $100. You're looking at $100 every 3 months.
How much was the aftermarket?
The aftermarket you can buy it for $60 for 2 sets.
Wow.
Yeah. But if you weighted the 2 filter weight, the aftermarket one's a lot lighter, which
yeah.
means this one has more material in there. There's probably more layers and there's probably
Right.
more carbon. So
Mhm.
there's gonna be a difference. So
Mhm.
what's the difference? It takes more runs for it to filter the same amount of air, right? So you can use it, and that also means you're getting half as much life on your filter.
Right.
But that is the question, though. I do have that 4 or 5 hours for it to run a few more times, right?
Mhm.
So I could technically do that and let it run a few more times and clean the air. The lifetime is shorter, but at the same time, that means every time I have a clean filter because I replace it more often. So I have more clean of a filter, right? Air is not traveling through, carry some through a little bit or whatnot. I have a cleaner filter. So it's like a dilemma. Which one is better, right? Is it use longer better or cleaner but swatch more often better?
I mean, the aftermarket ones are not going to be as good as the original
Right.
because you have less material and it's not. So basically, Dyson's designed theirs to work the way it should. The aftermarket is similar, but not 100%.
I think that's
Or even
debatable.
50%.
Like what you just said, right? It's designed to work. So it's designed to filter a certain amount of particles when it passes through. So whatever it didn't pass, it goes back and pass again because it gets sucked back in again, right? Once it come out, it gets sucked back in.
Bubble
Again.
filtered.
So the difference is really the air that's gonna come out from that filter. Like for example, right now, if I blow the smoke through, it goes through the filter. Whatever that's left over is gonna blow it back out as air.
Right.
But eventually, it's gonna go back to that filter again. For the Dyson one, it's probably gonna clean better, so the air comes out cleaner. One pass. And the aftermarket one is probably gonna pass 3 or 4 times before it's clean air again. 4 or 5 times. But eventually they work the same. Just how many times it has to pass.
Right.
So I think it's debatable. Like if you have time for for the air to circulate so many times after you're done in this room, it really doesn't matter. But if you want immediate action, like the moment the smoke goes in there, comes out fresh air, then you want to use their filter.
I think if you were to use the aftermarket one, though, you would still have the smoke smell residue lingering longer, which will then surround your surroundings.
Yeah, it will linger longer, but then it goes back in there again. Right? Eventually, the air circulates because obviously the filter is gonna draw the closest air to them, right? So whatever it blows out is the closest to the machine. It gets drawn back.
Mm-hmm.
So it's debatable. I mean, even the Rabbit Air has aftermarket filter, and you can feel significantly less. It's significantly less material in there, but you're going through 5-6 layers of filter. So does it really matter that much? Probably not. But if
So how long does the Dyson one last? How long? How every 3 months? You said.
Supposedly every 3 months.
So then you're even with the aftermarket one, you get 2 filters. You would swap it out every month and a half.
You would think so. The machine is supposed to time it for 3 months, and they'll tell you. Now, being very honest, I pressed off that reminder a few times already. This is why it got to a point where machine's no longer turning on because it's so full of shit that it won't do it. So filter could last longer than what they say they would. They prefer you to change it for the maximum effect.
Well, yeah, they also want to make more money.
Yeah, can you imagine like some paper? Okay, there
Yeah.
are some plastic on here. I mean, like a Dyson part, plastic. It's like the signature Dyson purple, and it's nicely built. But for me, after I put it in there, take it out, it's just trash.
Hmm.
So I mean, this part of it really it bothers me more because these are the things that you can't recycle. Like you can't do anything with. These are soft plastic. I can bend it. It's a very flexible plastic. It also has a written like how much particle it goes through and how much goes out. 2.5 micron or pollen 10 micron. Also takes like nitrous oxide and VOC. So it depends how often, the length of time, how many cigars you smoke as sitting. It only goes shorter. It does not go longer. Okay. So if you have a perfectly clean room, let's say a living room, and you run the system, you're supposed to still replace it every 3 months. Why? Because it captures dust, air, pollen, things that you don't see, right? Indoor air is like 25 times worse than outdoor air. And that's standard.
It's stagnant.
All right, that's standard. So even if you don't see anything, even if you're not smoking, even if the filter still come out to be white, it's because whatever that's sucked in, the color is white. Right? If you put near pollen, it's gonna turn yellow. Right?
Yeah, right.
So I did notice my hallway over there, kind of the wall is white, now it's yellow. When I started, it was white 3 years ago, and now it's yellow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
did notice when I had one filter in my bedroom at my old house. I would sleep with the fan. So before I put the filter, before I put the which one was it? It wasn't the New Air. It was the smaller Winnex.
Winnex.
Just a cheap $200 one.
Yeah,
so
Winnex
I
is actually pretty good.
My fan. I cleaned my fan off of all the dust, and I noticed after 6 months there wasn't as much dust collected within that 6-month period. So it was definitely cleaning the air even when we weren't in the room.
Also, it has to do with the humidity of the room. If you have high humidity, you get more dust on the floor, and it sucks in less. If you have low humidity, you have more dust in the air, it sucks in more.
In Texas, we got a lot of humidity.
In Asia, normally they will go and spray air in the air. Like in Japan, they will water the ground and they will spray water in the air every day. Those old people.
That's weird.
They just make so that before they clean, all the dust settle.
Yeah.
It's like you will see that in like rural area in Japan, like how do I say that, like a village kind of area. Every morning you'll see old people with scooping water and just toss it out, just put it on the ground for no reason, just so that they can sweep the floor later.
Okay.
Yeah, and they have the sprayer that just randomly spray water, almost like a Febreze. Same idea, but they spray water, and then later on they'll vacuum the floor. We just don't have that. I'm lazy as hell. I'm the laziest person you probably know. Okay, because I already work like huge amount of hours that I don't want to do anything that I don't have to. So when that happens, I'm lazy.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
And life is short. Be lazy. Not that you should, but life is short. Be lazy. So yeah, filters. I wonder what people have in their places now. I mean, a lot of people smoke outside, right? For example, Val smokes in the tent. People don't smoke in the house. If they smoke in the house, they definitely need to have the fan on, window open, or whatnot. I don't know what everybody have. Every single room in my house has some sort of filter. I have Winnex, the one with the carbon filter, in my living room because a lot of time when I smoke strong enough cigar, smoke will leak through the door and go upstairs. So I
Yeah.
have one upstairs that will capture whatever that leaks upstairs.
That makes sense.
And the bedroom has one. My office have one. My wife's room have one. It's all near the door, so that whatever goes in gets filtered. So I don't know what other people have. So if you you have any machine that is different than like a Winnex square unit or a Rabbit Air or a Dyson, leave in the comment, leave in the chat room, so we can take a look what kind of filter you have, because that would be interesting what people's using. Now, keep in mind, I'm using 1 or 2 air filter per 600 square feet.
I use about 2, and it's about 500 square feet downstairs.
Yeah. So my basement is close to, let's say conservatively 700 to 800 square feet. And I have this Dyson running. I have an exhaust fan running, and I have another small whatever unit running at the end. And even that, sometimes I forget. I have to turn on my exhaust fan, or else it's not enough.
Yeah.
I also added another big garage fan that moves the air. Because what I realized is that, let's say if you don't have anything that moves the air around, just the filter, it's not enough power to drive the air to circulate to get the smoke somewhere else. So I have that point up, so it blows upper air, so it circulates back down there because smoke travels up. So even if you have a filter on the bottom, it's never gonna catch the one on top.
Right.
So the only way to do it is to have a fan blow up and move it.
Both of mine are up high. I've got mine on, like, right above my chimney. It's on top of the little mantle thing. And then I've got my Rabbit Air behind me on top of my humidors. So they're both pretty high up. But it's still not enough.
But that's the problem though. When you have your filter up high, it blows air up. So you never get to circulate clean air. You have to have your filter at table height. That's actually what they recommended. So coffee table, that's where you put it, on top of it. So somewhere between 3 feet and 4 feet tall. That's the best height, because when you're smoking, you're sitting down. So you want to be the same height as where you are, so it captures it fast, and then release on top, because the air releases top. So if you put it on top, and the roof is right here, the air just travels up to the roof and never goes down. I mean ceiling. Ceiling is the right term. So you have a system here that blows air up to the ceiling. There's nowhere to travel. It's just stuck there, stale. So what you want to do is have fan circulate the air on top, and then have the Rabbit Air, whatever, at coffee table height. This is why a lot of time when you go to a lounge, they have it right next to the coffee table, because that's where they're recommended.
I never noticed it.
Like if you look over, it's like right by your shoulder. That's where the filter is, because it had to take that air. And I think the way Rabbit Air works is that the front vent to the side is where it sucks in the air and it blows up from back.
Right.
Yeah. So having it against the wall, you're pretty much hiding the good air. The good air never gets to circulate the room. Instead, you just have the bad air circulate the room where that thing just draws it. You got to replace the air, right? So if you don't have anywhere to replace the air, it gets stuck. So now that we have Quick over here, I just want to say today we'll have one more person bail out on the rain. So Quick, it's about time for you to get a rain. I'm just saying.
No peer pressure though.
No pressure. No pressure. Just saying. We have one more person that bail out on the rain.
Wow.
No pressure.
Crazy.
Oh man, that's good. Ooh. So yeah, like I said, anybody who have a filter in the house, let me know what brand you use, what kind of filter you use, how often you change it.
Yeah,
No, Guilty didn't bail out. Guilty decided to put guilty in his ring. I asked him what word he would like to in his ring. He said put guilty. I said that's good. You know, that's the best place to hide your guilt, where people cannot see. No, I have principles. You know, principle is spelled P-L-E, not P-A-L.
Mm-hmm.
P-A-L is the principal in school. He's your pal.
Yep.
This cigar's actually not bad. It's woodsy, but it's not bad. Got a little bit cherry to it.
What'd you get again?
So what?
Which one did you get again?
The Viva La Vida.
Oh yeah, Viva La Vida.
Famous exclusive. I think that, like I said, that thing is just shape. I think that's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I need to try that one out.
You just not want to lose it in the inmate. Gone. If you lose in the inmate, we can always, you know, you can always get 2 or 3. I'm okay with that. If you had to replace it, you're like, hey Tony, I lost it in the inmate. Just tell me which inmate. I'll just have them make another one. You know. You know, your first one is gonna be $400, yes, but your second one will be cheaper because the mold is already there. Just
the
have to make it
mold
again.
is already there. Yep. Yep.
Yep. Yep. Good stuff. The same. The same. I tried to figure out, like, confirm how much it costs for the engraving. Now he said the engraving cannot be more than 20 letters or 20 characters.
Okay.
So people with long names gotta be shortened. Or use your nickname, whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
But he won't confirm how much it is. I guess it depends on the thing. I asked him for like another design because right now I'm working on a design for the Legion member side of it because everybody had the OG.
Right.
That's easy, right? Just put a number in there and stuff like that. However, the word Legion member is a lot longer than OG and a number or prestige and a number. So now they had to figure out a way to do it. So I had to work with like a designer and them try to figure out a way to fit it in there. Hey Albert.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Albert?
Albert, what happened to your camera? You moved the camera this time. It's so much more distant.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to stay away from me? Is that what it is?
Not you, Tony.
There
That
we
better?
go. Now I feel
There
much
we
closer.
go.
I feel much closer now. I thought we were friends. You know, I don't want to be too distant.
Wow. What's
You
up
know?
with Quakes, man?
I don't know. You think it's time of the month?
You got to check out an inmate that he might shove something in there. No.
Yeah. I guess so, man. What's he upset about, man?
He's upset because we have one more member that bailed out on the ring.
Oh
No, he's
boy.
not. I'm a little bit. I have to say I'm a little bit because, like, you know, I have the thing listed out, but you know, it's, you know, obviously it's their money, so it's whatever they choose to. So it's totally fine. I just had to figure out how to work it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we
We'll
will.
figure it out.
Oh, we have enough to start. We have enough to start. But let me say it again. When I'm ready, I'm gonna go out and find you guys individually, confirm the ring size, confirm the words on it, and then collect the 50 bucks or the whole amount, whatever you guys have, right? So wait for me. Don't send me money. You send me money now, I'm gonna refund it because I'm not ready for it.
Right.
Because even though I am sold out to make it happen, it still might not happen. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna try my best to make it happen, but it might not happen. And if it didn't happen, it's probably because quick.
Right quick. You know, you try to accommodate a guy like that. What does he do?
But I tell you, if it was the last box of Cascuevas, he'd go for it.
He'd go for it. That's what he's trying to do.
Uh,
I notice how he's like trying to buy the last 2 boxes and
No, here's the thing about, Quick has to understand. It's Casa Cueva. And if anything about Casa Cuevas, I can tell you for sure, is that Shadow Smoke Legion will never run into a problem where we cannot buy Casa Cueva, even if they run out at the moment.
right.
mhm.
All right? Because I know we can somehow get Martin or Michael or Brendan to guilt trip Lewis enough that Lewis will just fly to the factory and send over one. He probably would. So I'm okay with that. All right? I'm
He
okay with
probably
that.
would.
I'm okay with that. In fact, you made it easier for me. I don't have to carry it back from Arizona. I have it shipped to me. So when I got home, cigars here. It's actually easier. You know, when I go buy a cigar from Davidoff, I have them sent to me every single time. Right? People that went to the New York meet can vouch for that. When I go there, I'll buy a lot and I'll pay for it. I tell them to send it to me. Because I don't want to carry and haul around cigars.
Yep.
And when I get home, the cigar's there because New Year's overnight. They always UPS overnight to me. Even though I no longer buy from them in the store anymore because the tax is just ridiculous. Redunculous. You know, one thing that make me happy is that I have both my lighter service and both lighter are working now. Kind of happy. So if you ever had one of these Saint Dupont lighters, there are gonna be times where the flame is smaller than a fucking nail. You cannot light anything, and you have to send it in to get it serviced. I don't know why every time I bring it to Davidoff, they say they adjust it, and it's still tiny. Like I'm talking about flame about this big. That's how much a flame is. Once you fixed it, flame is big. If you don't fix it, it's lower than that blue flame. It's lower than that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I have 2, and I always wait until both of them no longer works to that point, and I do it. Because every time I bring it out, I lose it. I should have had about 6 or 7 of these.
What do you think of Val's new picture?
Val's new picture?
Val's new picture.
Yeah. Oh man.
I'm gonna check out the picture. What picture?
This picture.
Are you talking about the one posted by James?
Yeah.
I was wondering when Val turned Mexican, but that's okay.
He's worked on that. He worked on that like for a good hour.
I mean, I do have one of those paper masks somewhere. I don't even know where it is. I could join him. I could join him.
What's up, Mark?
What's going on, Mark?
You're gonna join him?
It's just a lot harder to smoke in this. I don't think I can smoke in this,
No.
Try it.
but I can join him just fine. What do you think, Val?
You gotta have a sombrero.
Yep. Let's see what you're talking about. I don't think I've seen it.
On a good note, if you bought a lighter lighter's on its way out.
It's on its way.
It's on its way. I got my tracking today earlier. I got a notification. So everyone except one person should receive directly, well, except 2 people should receive directly from Michael. Can't wait on this lighter. Those lighters are awesome. I did recently looking at a lot of, for some reason, those lighter fluid lighters, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Similar to Zippos. They have really cool design. I want to get those, but I know I can't use to light cigar with that.
Mhm.
Even though I think that whatever that's gonna taste nasty will be the first few seconds. That's it. Right? Does anybody use a lighter fluid lighter to light your cigars at all?
I did on my first day here.
No, that's not lighter
Yeah.
fluid.
This is lighter fluid.
It's liquid. I think that's butane.
That's butane.
No, this is not butane. This thing
It doesn't
does
have that
not.
smell when you turn it on, though. It doesn't have that smell.
It,
Don't
it
burn
stinks.
yourself.
It does stink. I know it affected the cigar. I'll say that.
But it's
And when I
not
use
as
these-
bad as those Flint type.
These did not change the flavor of the cigar. This one did.
They're using the same fuel though. The lighter fluid ones are not gonna stay in a clear capsule. They go through a cotton thread and then has those cotton balls or something like that that holds the fluid.
Oh. Yeah, you're talking about the Zycar fluid. Not the Zycar fluid, the fucking
I'm talking about these.
the liquid. What's that called? Yeah, that is
That
definitely going to
stinks.
change the flavor. That's definitely going to change the flavor of your cigar.
Now, if anybody asks me why I have those, it's because I do have lighters that use those.
Hmm.
Those will
Mhm,
stink.
both.
The moment that like Zippo, the moment you start it up, you light it up, it will smell. It will
Mhm.
really smell because that's what it smells like. But when you use a big lighter or those instant lighters that you use for kitchens, they use butane, so it doesn't have any smell. Because when you press it, you can tell it's air, it's gas, right? It's gas that comes out. That's why a lot of people when they travel through airport, they can't bring torch lighter. They'll just bring a big. It's the same thing,
Hmm.
just soft light.
That's what I use when I travel. Just big lighters.
The company that make my ring has this really, really, really sexy lighter, and I want to get it, but I know I can't use it on cigars. It's gonna stink.
Okay.
I'll show it to you guys, and let me know if you think it's sexy. I think it's super sexy. If I can find it, it will be nice. Here we go.
What's up, Innocent?
Going down. All right, here we go. Take a picture. All right,
Hey,
let's see if
Innocent,
that
are you
works.
in Tampa?
Say what?
I was asking Innocent if he's in Tampa.
Oh yeah, he's traveling today, huh?
Hmm.
Alrighty.
Oh, wow. Oh, that tiger. I definitely fucking get it.
But it is lighter fluid lighter.
Oh, man. That's sexy.
Right? I so
That is
wanted to get
fucking
one.
badass. And it even has like the
Scar on the
Versace
eyes.
logo on the top.
It's got what logo on the top?
It looks like the Versace logo going across.
Or because the grid, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Weird
And
how they
It
Have
comes
that on
in
a bear.
copper or silver, and the
How
silver
much are they?
is sterling silver.
It's weird that they put that on a bear rug.
You know, in Taiwan, there's only so many fox, the faux fur carpets out
But
there.
you have you have a lion, you have a tiger, and you have a bear. Bear rug.
I think it's sexy. I really want to get one. It's
How much
costly.
are they?
How much are they? It is. Let's convert that to USD. $100. $100 for the copper. If you want a
Okay.
silver, it's $261.86.
Mm, wow.
Silver is
How
expensive.
big is it? It's probably about the size of a Bic, right?
Let's see if I have a reference. Okay, let me give. It's bulkier than the big.
Okay.
Save. Save.
So you're using internet on the plane?
All right, here it goes.
Okay, so a little bit bigger than the Bic. Because the Bic,
They also make a sleeve for the big. So they have a sleeve for big lighters. Let me see if I can find it. That will be somewhere here. Where is it? Come on. Oh, here we go. So the one that sleeve you can engrave on it, and it's just like a copper or silver sleeve. And
okay.
which is pretty cool too,
Yeah.
but not as cool as that lion with
No,
a tiger.
that Tiger one's badass.
So yeah, I really wanted one. I don't know if I end up buying one because I can't use it. I can't use it.
You'll find a reason to use it.
I have these forever match which uses butane, but every time I light it up, it stinks. So, I don't even know if I can lit it up anymore. No, dry. Now it's dry. But this thing is supposedly if you feel lighter fluid, you always light.
Hmm.
But I don't because it stinks. Just pulling open makes my hands. So yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
So what's new? It's Wednesday. Everybody just went through, I think, that kind of like a snow, but not really snow, and the cold weather.
Nothing new here, man.
Nope, nothing new. I know I'm gonna fly into cold weather though. That's gonna suck.
That's rare for Texas, right? Usually Texas don't go
In
through that many
March.
cold days.
Actually, up high, it's always cold.
Oh God.
No matter where you go.
Oh man.
Like 30,000 feet,
It's gonna be 37 degrees when I get back to
cold
Dallas
up there, man.
tomorrow.
Always. Like,
You want to go out science? Why is it higher altitude is colder if sun is shining on it anyway?
Because the
less
heat.
atmosphere.
You're within the atmosphere.
It's thinner.
Hmm?
It's thinner.
Thinner air. But why? Why is it colder? Because of thinner air. Why?
I don't know, Tony.
Come on, you should know. The teacher's here. Come on.
No,
I don't know.
I hadn't pursued that knowledge yet.
I don't know. Does it have something to do with like the heat getting trapped underneath a certain layer of something?
Probably.
No, that's just greenhouse effect. That's not why they're warmer.
I don't know.
Because objects radiate infrared. So sunlight is infrared. Infrared heats object.
Okay.
When you're at higher altitude, there's no object to radiate the heat back to you.
Yeah.
Thus colder. Think of it this way.
Okay.
If you're on a really hot day, the ground is super hot. It radiates the heat back up. If there's nothing around you, it's going to be cold. This is why in the wintertime, if you humidify your house, heat works better. And my camera just died.
Okay. I'll remember that.
And change it back. There we go. So yeah,
All right.
this is
So
why
in the wintertime,
at high altitude, it's colder.
so
It's cold because of the lack of heat.
It's colder
So
because of lack of
humidify-
radiation.
humidify your
Ergo
home
heat.
in the wintertime.
Yeah,
Ergo heat.
true. And also has to do with the final location of the light. So light bounces off. Energy is heat. The heat that you're feeling is actually pain. Believe it or not, heat is pain. Yep. Heat is just heat molecules hitting you and bounce off. And that's heat. So if there's nothing to bounce off, you don't feel it.
Okay.
Right? This is why if you focus with the freaking magnifying glass, focus the point, you start to generate fire because it's bouncing off the same point many times, sparking and heat up
Makes sense.
at light speed.
Mm-hmm.
Science.
The more you know.
I would think Albert knows. Albert just know. He pretend he doesn't know.
He forgot.
It's physics, right? So, well, technically, it's more like a chemistry / physics.
Yeah.
So why is it when you take a draw on a cigar, it lights up?
You're heating up the tobacco.
You're not heating up tobacco. You're feeding it air.
You're drawing air over the coals.
Yeah. You're feeding it air, so it excites the heat.
It's like when you're trying to put a fire, you blow into the fire and it.
It's the same idea. Yeah. You're actually feeding it air, so it makes the movement, excites the molecule.
Okay.
It's almost the same concept as microwave. Microwave excites water molecule versus.
So what about when I'm drinking whiskey and I feel warmer?
That's actually I got explanation for that too. The
Okay.
reason that why you drink alcohol makes you feel warmer is because your body temperature drops.
Oh.
So you're actually going closer to hyperthermia if you're in the winter, like in the wild, in the snow, and somebody come rescue you, say, "Oh, warm up. Here's some whiskey," and you drink it, you feel warmer, right? You're actually going closer to hypothermia because you drop your body temperature.
Wow. I didn't know that.
But because your body temperature dropped, the surrounding feel warmer.
Mm-hmm.
Science.
So it's actually not good for you.
You should definitely not drink alcohol when you're by yourself in the wild, in the snow, and you're lost.
And don't sleep. Well, you'll fall asleep.
Yeah.
Or the reason you fall asleep and wake up is because you die doing sleep. Not because you won't wake up, because you die doing. Hypothermia is your body try to regain the heat by shivering.
Okay.
So if you shiver, you're moving, and then it makes your body heat up. But it really doesn't work. In fact,
All right.
if you're one of those person that goes to the wild, and then you're cold, you're lost, and you start to do exercise to heat yourself up, you're gonna die faster.
Yeah, because then you sweat, get you colder.
Also, you're not preserving your energy. You run out of energy. You get hungry. You die.
Yeah.
So
That's why.
what should you do if you're in the wild, you're cold, and you're dying?
Right. Write a note. Write a letter.
I don't know. Find a source of heat.
You build a shelter first.
Mm-hmm.
Build an igloo. Build anything that can radiate heat back to you. And then you start a fire, but don't just start a fire. Remember, I just teach you. Heat takes radiating, and it radiates whatever that's around it. So if you just start a fire and try to do this, you're gonna die very quickly. So what do? You start a fire and put rocks around it. So it's got to heat up the rock, and the rock will keep you warm.
Okay. All right.
No, I've never been a Boy Scout. Definitely never been a Girl Scout. But this should be a common knowledge, thanks to science.
All right. That's good to know. So when I build a outdoor fire, I'm gonna just put a shit ton of rocks around it.
Okay, let's say if you're in the desert and you're overheating, what should you do?
Oh shit.
We'll get the sun off of you.
Wait till nighttime.
I don't know.
You want to get the sun off of you. That's
Or dig a hole.
You're close.
Dig a hole or go somewhere lower. Because that's how the animals keep cool. They dig a hole and they go underneath.
It's right. You want to be as low in the sand as possible, so bury yourself in the sand. And cover your head. Not with the
Even
sand,
your-
though, like with the clothes.
Yeah. Okay.
That way, you'll actually feel that the sand is colder.
Mm-hmm.
And you're less likely to have your moisture drawn away by the heat or the wind, which is drier.
Okay.
Just make sure you cover your head, because if you don't, that's how they kill people.
Yeah. You get a hell of a tan.
And don't dig too deep. You might not be able to get out.
Right.
Yeah. You dig so that you can hide inside the sand, and then you wait until it's nighttime, it's colder, then you start walking. Or find a cave if there is one. I don't think there is one in the desert, but hey.
I think that's the only time a man will actually dig himself a hole.
Right?
Yep.
And pray for rain. Start doing the rain dance in your mind.
Right.
That works.
Survival tips from Tony the Soy Sauce Assassin.
I have never been into either one of the scenarios. I don't go to the snowy mountains by myself, and I definitely don't go to the desert. So.
Yeah. Yeah, because I've actually seen animals where when it's hot here, they will get underneath a tree or somewhere with shade and then start digging and lay in the hole that they dug.
Yeah, because near the tree there's moisture. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I noticed that because we got a lot of farm animals over here in Texas. Well, I'm in Florida, but in Texas, and they'll actually bury themselves in like a little hole and just sit there underneath the tree.
The same reason why animal like to get dirty, kind of
Mm,
protects them. Whatever dirt that's on them, keep the skin moisturized, and
right.
it keeps bugs from biting them.
Yeah. Mud bath too.
Is that interesting or what? You see, kids nowadays lack that kind of knowledge. They don't learn that kind of stuff. Like, I mean, you learn that technically in biology and chemistry and physics, but I think that a lot of teachers go so direct of what they say in the book. They don't tell you anything else. They can only teach whatever that's in the book.
Right.
But that's the thing. If I'm gonna learn from the book, why don't I just read the book and stay home?
Mm-hmm.
Right? The curriculum should covers whatever that's in the book and then some. That's why I go to a teacher. But a lot of teachers just teach you by the book. And I
Right,
have to say,
because-
because of that, I'm very glad that I have a lot of good teachers. All my teachers tend to kind of get, diverse and go off the subject and to say, hey, did you know this and that?
Mm-hmm. That's what a good teacher is supposed to do.
I think so. But nowadays, there's so many like requirements for a teacher that they teach that. And then whatever spare time they have, they teach things that they shouldn't be teaching.
Exactly.
You know?
Like the opinions.
Like something that confused people more. I actually talked to my wife the other day. I was like, I'm 40 years in. That means I'm halfway through my life. On
Too
average,
much.
I'm halfway through my life. I can't wait to finish that halfway. I'm so glad I only have 40 years left. Because who knows what's gonna happen in 40 years. In 40 years, given the trend that's going right now, human will become alien. And I'll tell you why.
Yep.
Human will no longer know how to identify themselves because there's 10,000 ways to identify them as. Human can no longer say anything because whatever you say gets you canceled. That means people had to start using telekinesis to communicate because nobody heard it. They can't record it. We'll become aliens. You're absolutely right. Book smart versus practical application. Common sense are not common, right? Common sense are not common.
Mm-hmm.
How many people still read instruction booklets?
If I can't figure something out on my own, I'll read an instruction booklet.
I should ask this. Anybody who owns a car, when's the last time you ever read the book's instruction booklet?
The first and second car that I owned.
You know, it's a good 200-page book, but
Mm-hmm.
did anybody read it?
Sometimes they're not helpful though.
So what?
Sometimes they're not very helpful.
Well, majority information you already know, right? Because pretty much most cars are the same. But a lot of stuff
Or
are
it
very...
doesn't give you a lot of detail though. So,
Like, for example, the car instruction actually tell you how to change your spare tire.
They used to.
They still do.
No, not anymore.
All right.
call a number.
Let me put that in perspective. My Mercedes-Benz does not have a jack,
Right.
but it has a like tire hole filler.
Fix a flat thing.
Yeah, and a pump. That's in the instruction booklet how to do it.
Okay. I didn't know that.
So, actually, you know what? I have those books here. I'm not gonna flip through it. No.
Look up a manual, like a current manual for something.
There's a diagram. Yeah, a lot of cars function that your sales agent don't tell you is actually all in the booklet.
Yeah, there are still some people that will actually read through the owner's manual when they buy a car.
I
and
read mine.
then-
Believe it or not, it's a really good bathroom read. I don't know if anybody just decides to sit on a toilet like me.
Yeah.
It's the best time to learn because you're sitting there doing nothing. Either you're on your phone or you're reading a book, right? I read my owner's manual.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right, owner's manual for a Ford F-150.
You
I'll say
own an
this.
F-150 and you don't know how to change a tire.
Nowadays, you
No,
can.
that's not the point. You just said they did it.
They should.
Well,
Yeah, they should have it. Yeah.
Nowadays, you can't learn as much as you used to from the older cars because they don't give you enough information.
Well, the older
Back then-
car, I think like 95 Civic had 2 books, not 1, 2.
Right. And it would tell you how to repair your vehicle.
Yeah, like change your coolants, how to change your oil, that kind of stuff is all in the book.
Now it doesn't. Now it doesn't tell you as much information.
Now they tell you not to mess with it.
Yeah, they tell you go to the dealer. Go to the dealer.
Some cars no longer have a dipstick.
I know BMWs don't have dipstick for over the past.
Yeah, you
I
gotta
know.
trust the sensor.
Yeah. I mean, I had repair manuals for 2 or 3 of my cars if I couldn't figure it out in the owner's manual.
No.
I mean, now everybody's got YouTube. You got something wrong with your
True,
car.
you can just YouTube it, but I don't know. Do you feel like, do you guys agree that YouTube has made people dumber?
No, because I think YouTube, for me, has given me, I guess, the option to either fix it or have someone else fix it. Like if it seems too difficult for your experience, but I think before when they offered the repair manual, everything was laid out how you're supposed to do it. Now, if I can't find it on YouTube, I'll actually go to the forums and ask questions in the forums.
This is the Audi manual. It has how to jack up your car, jacking points,
Mm-hmm.
pull points. How to use a jumper cable. How to change your fuse.
Yeah.
There. How to use the emergency jacking kit. See, right here.
What's that for?
Raise the vehicle with a jack.
Which is that for? Like, because you don't own an Audi. You got Mercedes.
I own the Audi, just not right
Oh,
now.
you do?
It's gone now.
Oh.
This is the only Audi I have ever owned. It's a piece of shit. I would never ever buy another Audi.
I would never buy an Audi either.
So that's the Audi one.
you're like, this car is Audi.
Yeah, this guy's out of here.
Audi here.
And C-Class manual,
Somebody-
Mercedes.
Somebody should do that for their license plate if they own an Audi. Audi
Oh.
here.
No. Mercedes-Benz. How to use a jack.
Okay.
There you go.
Does it
Man,
tell you how? Does the Audi manual tell you how to get out of sand?
See? And Audi is all-wheel drive. You should get out the sand.
Oh, let me tell you what happened. So this Audi was all-wheel drive, but it wasn't true all-wheel drive. So the all-wheel drive will kick on after the front tires get stuck. So it would constantly try to pull with the front, and then it noticed it wasn't pulling. So the rear.
It moved
then
all the power
started
to the rear.
Yeah. So it wasn't. It was doing nothing. It was digging a hole. Is what it was doing.
Mercedes even tell you how to read your tires.
That's good information. I think a lot of people need to learn how to read tires. How much air to put in your tires, what size tires you have.
it's always like moving too fast for me to read them.
That's what I'm talking about. The jack, we don't have a thing has a
Mm-hmm.
thing that actually pumps the air and then fills it. But yeah, it's in the book and nobody reads it.
All right, Tony, I got a question for you that's probably gonna press your buttons. Nitrogen air. Do you use nitrogen air? Yes or no? And
Yeah.
why?
Yes and no. Yes and no. You're right and you're wrong. Hold on
I
one
know.
second.
I know. There's because
All right.
supposedly nitrogen is going to lose less over time because it's a thicker molecule, right?
Okay, let me tell you the reason why anybody should be using nitrogen air, because it's light in the air, so it reduces the weight of your tire. Also, in the wintertime, it fluctuates less because it has less water molecule.
Mm-hmm.
However, it makes minuscule amount of difference,
Mm-hmm.
and this is
Because
why
you're
you
always
can,
going to have air in your tire.
because your air has nitrogen in it.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot how much. It was like 25% or something like that.
Yeah, it's always going to have
Yeah.
air in your tire, regardless of whether you use nitrogen or not.
So the only reason you use it is to save a couple pounds.
Right.
That's the only difference.
And less fluctuation.
Yeah, unless in the winter. Summertime,
Right.
not gonna change much.
Yeah.
So yeah. Wait, Albert, I thought you were looking at the 150 manual. Did you find it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in there. Nobody reads it. No one reads it, unfortunately. Now, only if Cigar has a manual, I will read it too. They should release a book like that. How do you write? How do you like grow tobacco all the way to roll your own?
Start to finish.
If nitrogen has air, does not. If air has nitrogen, does nitrogen have air? It's the other way around.
Yeah.
It's the other way around. Nitrogen wouldn't have air. Air is a combination of everything that's in the atmosphere. You're not breathing air. You're breathing oxygen in the air. Your
Mhm.
body ignores every other stuff that you don't need when you breathe it in. Your lung filters out. It only takes oxygen. So air is not oxygen.
Right.
Air includes nitrogen, but not always nitrogen. Nitrogen is nitrogen. If that makes sense. It's like
Mm.
all bourbon is
too
a
much-
whiskey, but not all whiskey are bourbon. There. Same idea.
Right. And too much oxygen can kill you or make you feel high.
No, pure oxygen will not make you high. It actually clears out your air. It cleans out your
It-
brain.
Yeah, but in airplanes, they actually pump oxygen into those air masks to where it gives you like a high sensation to where it calms you down before you crash.
How can you calm you down if it makes you high?
I mean, it'll make you high to where you're just like, you're less likely to
No,
freak
it's
out.
just that you can't scream when the mask is on your face.
True.
There are some offices that pump pure oxygen to help the worker work more efficient.
I can see that.
It doesn't make them high.
Don't they do that in like casinos?
In what?
In casinos, where they'll pump more oxygen into the air.
Not that I know of. Because if they pump too much oxygen to you, you're making a conscious decision. You're probably like, oh, I'm losing a lot of money. I should quit.
Because I heard that rumor somewhere that they pump more oxygen in the air.
It makes you feel more awake. True. So you
and
won't
it
fall
keeps
asleep.
you there longer.
Innocent's like, hey, thanks guys. I'm on the airplane. I appreciate the fear factor.
Right?
Hey, Innocent, you gotta know, airplane is a very safe form of transportation. Chance of it getting into an accident is less than a car accident. And just note this: airplane can still fly with one engine, and can still glide with no engine.
As soon as it crashes, they find out what happened. It's safe.
Worst case scenario, you just disappear. Like the MH370, you might just travel 20 years in the future. But yeah, I mean, I liked, back in the
Hey,
day when I was young, we have those.
Innocent. Don't say hi to your friend Jack on the plane, by the way. Just saying. Don't do that.
Okay, back in when I was young, they actually sell those books that's called 100,000 Why. 100,000 Why. And basically, it just tells you these crazy, useless knowledge.
Random facts.
It's all fact in there, which is interesting. It tells you things that you don't know. Nowadays, they don't make those books anymore. Number one, people stop buying physical books. Number two,
Right.
YouTube, University, and Google can tell you everything. But here's the thing, though. How many kids got to go out there and just Google random fact?
I mean, I do.
I mean, I know you would, but nowadays kids wouldn't, right?
No.
Kids are
Because
more
I
likely
feel
to
like-
search porn on the internet than search about why things.
Because I'm more like, if I'm trying to figure something out or trying to find an answer to something, I'll look it up online. I think I've learned more outside of school than I had when I was in class because it's stuff that I want to learn about.
Question of the day. I do have one today.
All right.
Do you think? A horrible question. Do you think Playboy is gonna overtake OnlyFans?
No. No.
That's why my wife's asking, because she read something about Playboy's try to revamp and get into the industry again.
No.
Something like
It'll-
OnlyFans.
It'll never work because I'll say this from a guy's perspective. Guys' attention span is so fucking minuscule that they're looking for different types of women at the same time.
Yeah, but Playboy's tried to create a platform that's similar to OnlyFans.
Okay.
But obviously only for adult material. OnlyFans, you can have any kind of stuff. It doesn't have to be adult.
Okay. But I mean, that's what all the online porn sites do. They have subcategories of what you want to look at.
True. Well, that's her question. I say it's not, because back in the day, I think there is a whole dreaming or mythical kind of thinking, like a fantasy, that such empire is a cool thing,
Right.
So that kind of succeeded. They really sold that brand. Like, hey, you can be a man of the man. You can be beyond a sigma. You can be the alpha of man. You can have a mansion with woman everywhere. And that kind of died out, right? That kind of died out. And now if you try to bring that back, I don't think it will work, because people no longer care about it. Fat chicks are getting paid on OnlyFans. Hey, Hashimoto. The real question is, how many of those chicks pick their taxes? All of them do, because subscription actually is taxed.
What's up, Ashi?
Right? So if
Yeah,
it's through
you got a
OnlyFans,
1099.
they'll have to pay tax.
You got 1099, you got to pay.
So unless they're getting the cash, which they won't, because OnlyFans don't accept cash, they don't. But yeah, that is a random question for my wife to ask me. Kind of weird. So what's everybody smoking today?
Oh,
I just did a little guy Cameroon.
Little guy Cameroon?
I got a McAuliffe Lancero.
McAuliffe Lancero? You mean McAuliffe A? No?
No, this was a limited edition, straight from Al McAuliffe's Humidor, unreleased cigar.
Oh, fancy. Very fancy.
Mm-hmm.
You bring fancy cigars to your work with you? That's dangerous.
I smoke what I like.
Albert, do you think that the little guy Cameroon cigar is by far one of the best bang for the buck for Cameroon cigars?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's a good one. I enjoy it.
I mean, it's good price range. Regardless how much they say, Cameroon should cost a certain amount of money, that cigar isn't expensive. So
No, it's good. It's good bang for the buck, man. Should buy often from little guy.
Mm-hmm.
let me ask you this question, right? Let's say you are in the hospital, okay? And you are supposed to stay in the hospital for a few days on a hospital bed, regardless of whatever problem you have. And the doctor says, we're good friends and you're in this VIP room. I will allow you to smoke one cigar for the entire duration of this visit. One cigar. What would you smoke? Inside the hospital.
Just one cigar or
One cigar.
multi of cigars?
One cigar. For the entire duration. What cigar would you pick?
So you
Oh,
just
you mean like
choosing your favorite cigar?
a cigar, but you can smoke it multiple times?
No.
No. Just one cigar.
Let's say if you're staying there for 3 days, you gotta smoke one cigar. You stay there 10 days, you still with that one cigar.
Mm.
You have one chance to smoke a cigar. What would you smoke? To make it harder, your VIP room has 4 other people in there.
Why does that make it harder?
Some people might think it's harder. For me, it will be.
I'd probably do like a Churchill, Pappy Van Winkle.
Papi Varingo?
Churchill.
Okay, so it's a long one. Okay. Martin, what will you smoke?
It'd be a Padron 1964.
Red Anchor.
I want to ask you that.
Anderson say a party.
Yep, it'd be a Padron 1964. That's the one I always go to. I always celebrate it on my birthday. That's just one of the cigars that I smoke on my birthday every year.
Okay. People in the chat room, we got like 8 people. Let me know what will you smoke if you have one chance to smoke a cigar inside a hospital. Smoke a cigar in the hospital. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
One cigar. What would it be? No one? Or does it take time to type?
It probably just takes a little while to catch up.
Val says a Woody.
Oh God, no way. That'd be pain.
But you can gap it out, right? If you got a Woody, like smoke like an hour, wait till tomorrow, smoke another hour.
Mm-hmm.
Quick says Davidoff late hour Churchill side.
Okay. I still have not had that cigar, so that's one I gotta try to buy this year. Smoke it.
I would probably choose some sort of like Davidoff. Oh, you know what? I will choose the Davidoff late hour, the 2022 LE, the Perfecto size.
Okay.
So it's not too big, it's not too long. I don't have to hear people complain, and it's a good cigar to enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have 4 other people like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Mark says Pappy. So a lot of people will choose Pappy, huh?
Okay.
Looks like there's either Davidoff late hours or Pappy. He should smoke one now. Which one? Pappy? Davidoff? I have both. It's not gonna hurt me.
Oh, he's talking about the Woody. Val, he's saying
Yeah.
smoke the Woody now. Yeah, they're trying to egg Val on.
Why wait for the hospital, Val? Smoke a Woody now.
Yeah.
Oh, where you smoke should matter, right? It's almost like I don't know what you call that, bucket list kind of things, to smoke in the place that you shouldn't be smoking.
Maybe.
Like for example, smoking on a cigar on a cruise ship. Nice. You're not supposed to, but nice. Not saying that
I
I
mean,
have, but it's
you
nice.
used to be able to smoke in a hospital.
Right? Smoking hospital, like that's one place that you should not be smoking because people might die over your smoke.
Right.
All right. Nobody asked innocent. Innocent. I don't want your answer. Your answer's horrible.
We all know. We already know.
Do you know what he said?
Yeah, Patty.
Oh yeah.
No, innocent says Sanji's 1014 black.
Oh God. Shut up. Shut up. Fucking fanboy.
What are you asking?
The problem with innocent is that every time some new cigar came out, that is the best cigar of the year for him.
Well, that's a cigar. That's the cigar he likes. That's all good.
No, it's only because it's new. He used to like the other one, which is normal one. He's like, oh yay, you know. And then all of a sudden, he smoked all the other cigar. Now he have a whole list of cigar that's good. And then like the black came out, I was like, oh, black is the best. Black is the best.
Hmm.
Surprised Guilty didn't say any acid cigars. Right? Like I feel like that's how innocent he is. A new cigar came out, and that's the best cigar that he smoked.
Right.
You know, innocent, you need to have some dignity,
Oh my god.
right? You need to kind of like, okay, I have certain cigars that I just like, and no other cigars are gonna beat those. And you know, if I'm gonna go smoke a good cigar, I'm gonna choose a good cigar, not some cigar that came out and has a super hype. I'm just gonna go with that.
All right, man. I'm gonna bounce off, man. We'll see y'all later.
Cool. Talk to
All
you
right,
later.
Albert.
Have a good
We'll
night.
see you, man.
Good night.
So, Innocent is online on the airplane. I wonder if we can get online on
That
the
will
chat.
be illegal.
Oh, it would be?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
FAA regulation does not allow streaming, recording, or video chat while the airplane's on.
What if, I mean, what if it's a dire situation?
You're still not allowed. That's why nobody does it. Everybody just sends out text message or send out a video.
I mean, if I had the opportunity and I knew that this was like the last chance, I would.
But the Wi-Fi is not even strong enough anyway.
Hmm. Okay.
And that's the reason. But yeah, that is the actual regulation. Why? Because I've been told.
Hmm. You believe everything you've been told?
Huh? Well, I've been
You
told
believe
not to do it.
everything
I
you've been
mean,
told?
when I was about to do you know, live chat with everybody in the airport, told not to.
Hmm. Wow.
Plus, out of the consideration of everybody around you, because you'll be talking.
Yeah. I mean, you could always put a headset on and just talk to your phone.
And essentially just don't do it. You can watch video. You just cannot. They say security issue. I don't think it's a security issue, but
I don't think so.
do you think?
'Cause I mean, just recording a video is not going to do anything.
Recording a
because
video is
you're
not gonna
not
do
using it.
anything. They're afraid that terrorists might communicate and just try to do stuff.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Whew. Did I smoke the cigar for 1 hour and 30 minutes already?
Yeah. I'm just about done with mine too. I'm just going to slow down a little bit, make it last a little longer.
Last a little bit longer. Oh, it's okay. We can end
Mhm.
early too, so it's not a big deal. I had an announcement. I just can't remember what the announcement.
I
Oh.
fly back.
So what?
So I started packing my stuff tonight because I fly back tomorrow. I'll be back in Texas.
Okay, here's another one. That was a question of the day for another day, but that was weeks. how many days do you have to go on vacation for you to actually feel like you've been on vacation?
I think 5 days,
5
five
days?
full, 5 full days. Like let's say you fly in at noon on one day, 5 days after that, I feel like you you kind of start getting tired of the situation.
Val says 10 days. Give me more, people. 6 viewers. Let's give more answer to that.
Because I'll say this: when we went to Daytona, after about the 8th day, I was tired. I was ready to go home, and I still had 2 days left.
Okay.
But after the 5th day, I was like, okay, this is cool. And I kind of felt like I was just starting to enjoy myself and be there. But then after the 8th day, I was like, oh, okay, this is too much.
There is actually a number that they tested out. How many days will your body start to feel like you have been on a vacation, you're done?
Hmm.
And that number is actually 10 days.
Okay. Yeah, I think 10 days was the max.
They did a research against people working, asked them how many days you have to go on a vacation to actually feel like you're ready to go back to work. And 10 days was the number that they gave with where people feel like people want to go back.
Okay.
Which kind of makes sense because you're on the 8th day, you're like, I'm done. I want to go home. I want to work. Right? I'm done with my vacation. So it's about right.
Right.
But 10 days, the actual number.
Hmm. Yeah. I think after that 10th day, I was actually in a better mood to be at work.
10 days. So this
Hmm.
is the funny part because most cruises are 3 days, 5 days, or 7. None of them are 10 days.
Okay.
That's because they kind of expect you to be at the destination early and spend a couple days there.
Okay.
And the day you land, you're not gonna get back to work right away. You have another day or so. That adds up to
Right.
10 from the 7 day. If you do a
Right.
5-day one, you will feel like either there's not enough or you're tired
Right.
because you didn't give yourself the rest. You do all the other stuff that you plan to do, but you didn't rest.
Right.
So you go home and rest. Because a lot of people, how many people is that like that, right? You go on vacation, you come back to work, 2 days, 3 days later, you're like, I'm so ready for another vacation. It's because you didn't have a
Okay.
10-day vacation. If you have a 10-day vacation, you'll actually be able to get through 3 months before you say, I need another vacation. Being in the water has its effects. A lot of people try to cram their vacation with a lot of things to do, and they forgot to cram a do nothing day. You need to have the do nothing day.
Yeah.
That's the important. Do nothing because you're doing everything else. You're tired. That's like chore, right? Yeah, you got to experience everything, but you don't have to do nothing. For example, we go to our meet. 3 days later, you're like, I'm so done. I can't do this anymore because we don't have a do nothing day. If you have a do nothing day, you'll feel a lot better. Supposedly.
Yeah. I think, yeah, because when I fly out to Miami in September, I'm taking 5 days, and then I still have like a day to relax, and then the day after I'll go back to work. I think so. It'll be Wednesday, from Wednesday to Sunday. No, I fly back Monday, so Wednesday to Monday, and then have one day to relax, and then go back to work.
So those people who are going to, like, for example, you're traveling to see certain like cigar shop and stuff like that. For example, you could talk about Tampa a while back. You go to Tampa, whatever. You want to pack a day that has nothing, just nothing. You don't even want to go to a cigar shop or nothing. Stay in a hotel, do nothing, eat, rest. Your next day that you're going to do something is gonna be much more enjoyable. And when you get back, you're gonna feel less tired.
Right.
But yeah, those are the weird ass questions that my wife have here and there. I guess we got a few more minutes. We can end a little bit early, but before we end it, let's do some announcements.
Okay.
So for the lighter, we're missing one person because we lost one person. So if you still want, I'm not the lighter. For the ring, if you want the ring, you want to be on the second part, join us. Talk to me. Join the list for the second batch. Let me know. All right. The second batch payment is about November to December. All right. Just had to pay the $50. Payment's gonna be later. Lighters, if you arrive late, lighters being shipped out, you should receive a notification of some sort. Unless you're one of the few people, for example, Innocent, it's not gonna get it through the mail. It's not gonna get it. So, also Rick, not gonna get it. So they won't get the email. But everybody else, you should get an email. For the Miami meet, I have not decided whether or not we collect the swipe pack at the event or before that. We might collect it before that. If it does, probably somewhere in August. We don't have to do it that early.
Yeah.
All right. But save your money because, like I say, this particular event is going to be history making. History making. Right? Without giving too much detail. History making. I personally feel like it's going to be history.
Right.
Okay. And for those people who doesn't know, Martin has changed his career from a reviewer to a designer. So, like Kanye West said, if you have a friend that's doing a gig, support the gig. So, he's selling t-shirts. For those people who doesn't know, check out his Instagram. There is some t-shirts there. You might just find one dad joke on that fits. Okay, here we go. And then we got two Martins.
I had to switch. My laptop died.
Okay. While I'm on, is there any questions about anything that's going on that you might want to ask? Or anybody in the chat room might want to ask? Any questions? I'll give you guys a couple minutes. Any questions that you might want to ask? Q&A time. Science, not science related. Cigar, not cigar related. Drinks, not drink related. Filter, not filter related. Whatever. Now is the time to ask. So what about the ring? Don't worry about it, quick. You're not getting one. Yeah, for those people who arrive late, it's gonna take a little bit for the ring. So I will contact you guys individually to confirm all the information before we start collecting. All right, everybody. Like I have they require me to put up a list of information before they start making. So I have to go through that process. But yeah, anybody have any questions? Ask now. Now is your time to ask me any question.
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Does anybody actually hold their peace when they don't speak right now? Like, when you're in a corporate meeting, they're like, any questions, and nobody asks. And then after the meeting, they all go behind the scene and bitch about it.
Yep.
Right now is the time to ask.
I just feel like some people just don't feel. I feel like they're going to be out of place if they speak up about certain things in a corporate setting, or if you're in, like, let's say, a wedding and you don't feel right about what's going on.
The problem with like corporate meetings is that they know what you're gonna say. They know what you're gonna say. Majority of things like, can we get more benefit? Do I get a raise? Because most corporate meetings about, okay, the company is doing great. We got more clients, or company was able to raise 20% from last year, but you don't get a raise, and they know you're gonna ask that. You know, I guarantee those people practice that answer. You know,
Mhm.
that oh, we look
Yep.
into it, blah 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 blah. But I think people should ask. All right, I think people should always ask about pay. It's not gonna get you fired. It's not gonna get you fired. Okay. Most people say, "Oh, I gotta get retaliation. I shouldn't ask that kind of questions." You know, pay justification. You should because they know you're talking behind the back, bitching about it. Well, you think that's stupid, right? They know that inflation is going up, cost of living going up, and then this okay. The person that's answered your questions probably thinking when his bonus is coming up and stuff. He's also thinking about his pay, right? So
Mhm.
it's not like you can't ask about it. If you ask about it, you will actually promote other people to support your cause,
Mhm.
and that actually
And
could
then
force it to happen. But if you never ask, it's never gonna happen.
yeah, and then more people ask questions related to what you're asking.
In fact, I went to one of the corporate meeting, but I am not part of the company. So since they asked question, I actually put them on the spot. I said, "Does your company at any given time thought about changing the carpet because this carpet is dirty as hell,
Mhm.
dirty as hell. Like I would not even want to fall because if I fall on it, I don't know what kind of dirt is gonna be on my hand." And that sparked a whole debate. Oh my god, 20 people is like, oh my god,
About
yeah, oh my god, the carpet is so dirty.
the facilities and everything else.
Right. People start talking about it, and that like almost got out of hands because how dirty their carpet is. So being forced into that conversation, they actually okay, we will hire more people to clean the carpet more often.
Mhm.
So instead of changing the carpet, they gotta clean it more often. So you
Right.
kind of have to force them into that conversation. And when they put themselves into that situation, it's better to say something than no question because they dedicated a whole hours expecting something like that. And making it something
Right.
like that might put them on the spot, but it's actually a good thing.
Yeah.
Because now they can look good to say we actually solved some problem,
Mhm.
right? Most of the time when you ask about pay, you're not gonna get a raise. But that could drive them to give you some other benefit that you don't need.
Yeah. Like, oh, we did so great this month. We're gonna give everybody a fucking pizza party. That's
Right?
great, but I'd really prefer a raise.
Right. But a pizza party is better than none, right? So and then the next one, when they ask about it, it's like, well, last time when I asked about pay raise, they didn't get a pay raise. We got a pizza party. Why you gotta give us this time?
Mhm.
You know, you gotta work your way up there, and that's the biggest problem. I think biggest problem in job. I don't know if there's anybody that's young enough to know this. All right, but the biggest problem in job is to stay there too long. If you're in a company for more than 8 years, you're there too long.
Right.
Okay, so if you're there too long, give them a reason to swap you out. Give yourself a reason to look for a new job because you get way higher pay to jump ship than stay there. Because the average
Mhm.
staying raise is between 10 to 15%.
Right.
If you jump ship, you're getting a pay raise bump between 25 and 30. I'm not telling everybody to just quit their job right now. Saying that right now it should be if you're working a job for more than 8 years, send resume out for a job that you don't qualify and see what you get. All right,
Yeah.
because it looks horrible on your resume that you only work for one company and learn nothing. All right, so that's the end of the Tony knowledge. Confucius says, learn something. Anyways, so I think that we're good today. 10:41, only a few minutes early. So we're gonna cut it off here. If anybody want to chat, go to the Discord tribal room. If not, I'll see you guys Saturday.
Saturday.
Saturday it is. Have a good night, guys.
All right. Later, guys.
Bye.